views and opinions expressed on the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of alltalkradio.net.
This is V on alltalkradio.net. Today we are interviewing Michele Renee, and she is the owner and founder of Rock to Stop. She brought along two lovely ladies with her, Chrissy and, what's her name again? Trixie. And they are going to actually talk a little bit about their company and tell us how it all got started. So Michele.
Hey V.
How are you today?
Doing good, doing good. We've had a successful 3 days. Had a very successful 3 days in Las Vegas out here talking about our show and meeting really great people. So happy to be here.
That's awesome. So from what I understand, you're having an event here in the city of Las Vegas on April 30th?
April 30th. Yeah,
okay.
Saturday, April 30th.
Mm-hmm.
And we're having it out at the Black Door. It's Nico Santucci, I believe is the name, and Dave Navarro's new club over on Paradise. It's a great, great spot. Very, very sexy rock and roll club, which we love because we are Rock to Stop Violence. So we focus primarily on rock and roll music. We infuse some other genres of music in there with the rock and roll, but we're primarily rock and roll and bringing our message in our event that focuses on anti-violence to Las Vegas. So we're excited to be coming here.
Well, that's great because, you know, Vegas is all about entertainment and about events and things like that. So it's always nice to have a little bit of something new that we normally don't have. Now, is this your first year in Vegas?
Yeah, this is our first year in Vegas. We've only been, Rock to Stop started 2.5 years ago, almost 3 years ago now. And, you know, it's really growing and we're expanding, and we wanted to break away from San Diego and really take our message and our events that aren't just concerts. I mean, we're much more than just a concert. We bring the music, we bring the fashion aspect into it. We have a fashion show that's very rock and roll, but very focused on anti-violence, and what we do with the fashion show and the models is very high impact. The message is very high impact. And then we bring rock and roll artwork out as well, and we blend all three together to really make this an event and not just a concert. So we're very, very excited to be not only bringing our rock and roll music, art, and fashion event here focused on anti-violence, but involving the community as well. And we're doing that in a lot of different ways.
And that's really important, I think, because a lot of times, you know, you have, people have their organizations, but they don't get people involved, and they think, okay, I'm going to have this organization and it's just going to happen, but it doesn't work that way. And obviously you're one that knows that you've got to involve your community, and I like what you're doing. That's why I, called you to come to the station, because I thought it was pretty cool. But I know that the listeners have no clue about your organization. So if you can you give the audience a little bit of a background about, how your company came about, and what is, what drives, your passion, everything to, how you got started with this organization?
Well, my background is one of, growing up in a home that was filled with violence. And so I left home when I was 15, and I ended up deciding that I wanted to have a corporate career in banking and sort of beat the odds in that way and become successful instead of becoming a statistic of the streets. And so that's what I did, and I worked my way up the corporate ladder, starting as a part-time drive-up teller, ended up becoming an executive VP, and then I was stalked for about 2 months by 3 men, and they ended up breaking the door to my home down, taking my daughter and holding us hostage via home invasion, kidnapping, taking my daughter away from me, and strapped us with explosives and threatened to murder us if I didn't rob the bank for them. So, of course, I did that, and the aftermath was really, really brutal. The criminal justice process was difficult. Having to leave the state and wait for that entire process to happen was difficult. But the beauty in that was that it gave us time to really heal and reflect on what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. And I was really given this vision to not only get back in touch with the things I loved in my life that I gave up for corporate America, and that is music for me, and that is art for me, and that is really, really never losing touch with the things that you love ever again, no matter what happens in your life, because there's always challenges and different things going on. But for me, I really lost myself in my corporate career in many ways. And so I'm just a lover of music. And so I thought I really want to do something with music. So I ended up meeting somebody whose son was beat by gang members, who was sticking up for his girlfriend, and he needed money to help pay for his medical bills. So our very first event was literally just, thrown together in about 5 weeks to help this person, pay his medical bills. And it was so successful, and the message was so powerful. And we had speakers coming out, speaking out about their past and surviving violence and abuse for the very first time. And it was so powerful that I thought, I know that this is what I'm meant to do. And from there, I have begun to just really align myself with an amazing team of people that are now involved in the organization, which is why Chrissy and Trixie are here with me today. We're out here in Vegas. And that's what it's all about. It's about the team. It's about, aligning yourself with people that have that same passion and heart, not just for music, but it really is about the message for us. And that message is, we're breaking the silence about violence and shame and abuse. Speak out, take that first step to reclaim your life and celebrate your entire life and all the things that you've been through, and not let it keep you down. You're going to get down for a little bit, but don't get stuck there. You got to learn how to stand back up again and use your voice and say no to violence and shame and regret and abuse and all of those things that keep us down. And let's focus on some positive things and allow music and art and the people around you to help you heal. So that's, that's kind of a nutshell version of the story and where we have come and where we are now.
That's awesome. And as you, I'm sure you know, because you love music so much, how if you ever look at any situation where there's been, a catastrophe or anything, music seems to somehow unite everybody, no matter what it is, their background is. It just brings everybody together. And so that's a great way to, get your message out there. And you've been through a lot. And it's impressive to me. I've never been through what you've been through, but it's just amazing that you can just take your experience and turn it into something positive, because a lot of people, what they do is they have an experience, and instead of them, using doing something positive with it, they do negative things with it.
Yeah.
They're angry, they're frustrated, instead of them just reaching out there and saying, you know what, I want to make a change. I want to, take my experience and teach people and spread the message. I don't know. I know it's really weird, because when I found out about your company, I found it online totally by accident. I was looking for something else, and then I came across your organization, and I was like, wow, this is really cool.
That's
and
awesome.
A lot of people are doing similar things, but they're just not doing it the way you're doing it.
Yeah. No,
I mean, they're really
we want to
not.
stay real. I think that's the biggest thing. I know a lot of great organizations are doing great things and having golf tournaments, and they're having galas, and they're doing great things, but that's just not who we are. And that's kind of our message, stay true to who you are. And,
Right.
and it's a great message for my daughter, too, coming out of this and coming out of anything, whether it's a divorce or a car accident or what we went through or whatever it is, how do you want your children to model your recovery? I think that's the best way to put it. Do you want them to model after you positive recovery? How? Because you're all they have to look to in terms of what they're going to do in their own life, in their own recovery, and their own challenges that they face, how they're going to handle it. They really are going to look to you to model that after, even if you don't think that they're watching or paying attention or listening or whatever, which most of the times we think they're not, but they are.
They always
are. They always are. So how are we going to model? What are we modeling to them? What are we sort of feeding them and raising them on? Are we raising them on hate and prejudice and shame and regret? Really, what are we raising them on? Are we raising them on let's look at this. What positive can come out of this? What gifts will there be from this if you truly want to discover what those are? And so that's just a part of what drove you. Ask, what drives you. For me, it's really wanting to be the best possible role model and example for my daughter after what we survived as I could possibly be, and for other survivors, so that they know, guess what? It's totally possible to become better than you've ever been, reinvent yourself, go out there and just rock the recovery path and own that, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You could be have fun again.
Yeah, I think there's a definite stigma about where, what a success is, what it means to kind of overcome certain things. And like you were saying, being in the corporate world, I think we offer, another aspect of what it means to heal, and another aspect of what it means to survive and to be a survivor. And it can be cool, and it can be, sexy and fun. And you can still love music and be engulfed in that environment and still be a healthy person and go through the changes that takes.
With an amazing message, for sure.
So I think that's something that we offer as far as our organization that's very unique to us.
Yeah.
So on that note, I wanted to ask, because I know every organization needs certain things. And so what would you say right now is something that, I know you have this event coming up, but you also have your organization going on a regular basis. So what kinds of things, does your organization need to keep going and to keep being able to get that message out there?
Let's say it together. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Sponsorship. Money.
It costs a lot of people. A lot of people don't understand. I don't think they understand how much work and time and money that it takes just in terms of operating expenses and, event production and everything that goes on behind the scenes to do what we do. And, a lot of the times, we're not going to walk away if we're a little bit short. We're going to say, we're going to do this anyways. We're going to move forward because we believe so much, and all of us are so passionate about what we do, and we believe in it so much. But I think that the biggest, most amazing thing that could happen for us that will put us really over the edge and help us get to that next level where we want to be and take our events to Nashville and back here to Vegas next year. We need a sponsor. We absolutely need a title sponsor that says, we love what you're doing. We want our logo and our name all over everything that you're doing. Let's partner up. So that's really what we're looking for. We need sponsorships, but locally here, for this event, over and above the title sponsor that we want for all of our events, sponsors that want to do something here for this event locally, tattoo shops, Harley Davidson shops, rock and roll guitar shops, any of those kind of people too. We really want that, and obviously we want people to show up and buy the tickets. So.
Right. And how much are the tickets? So people out there want to know, who want to know, like, how much they are, where can we get them?
Tickets are $20 for general admission. So we do have this a great sponsor here, which is Rumor Hotel. So we're really excited to have the Rumor Hotel as one of our sponsors, and they're giving us a great deal. So anybody that wants to be a part of our after party, VIP after party, we do have a VIP package, which is $100. So you can have VIP seating in the club. That'll include, drinks and appetizers, and being part of our black carpet arrival VIP from 9 to 10, and then the VIP after party at the Rumor Hotel afterwards, which is going to be fantastic. But general admission tickets are $20. We're really, really excited. Trixie could tell you a little bit about the merchandise that we're hoping to have out here, and anybody locally here in the community that wants to donate, screen printing for the T-shirts and hats and different things like that, and have their logo on it. We have people that do that for us in San Diego, but again, we want to bring in the local community. We want to involve. We just had an open model casting call today for the fashion show. We want local models. We don't want to just bring everybody from San Diego. We want the people from here that want to support this, and we want to support the community here in terms of the healing and the message that we're bringing in too.
And I think a lot of companies don't do that, which is another really strong, thing with your company, because a lot of times, they bring all their people from different places. But, if you want that local support and you want to, have the support in each city.
Right.
You've got to go local. It's good to have your national sponsor. It's good to have your national group of people. And of course, you have your core group of people that come with you all the time with your events. But, you know, when you ask for that local support, you're opening your window of opportunity up to everybody in you know, that area. And a lot of sponsors want to know, well, how's it going to benefit me? How is it going to benefit my demographics? How is it going to benefit my target audience? You know, are you guys doing something in Las Vegas? These are questions people ask you. They want to know how it's going to help them, because they want to sponsor you, of course, but they need to also be able to get their brand out to the people that are going to use the services. And obviously, Las Vegas T-shirts is not going to, you know, be able to market their stuff to people in San Diego or in Texas or Nashville, because they're just going to go to their local San Diego shop, you know?
Right.
So that's that makes a lot of sense. So how did it go today? Did you guys find any good models?
Oh, you guys can take on that conversation.
We did. We had some just amazing girls and guys that came out. They all, you know, they really liked what we were doing. I'm glad we chose to do it the way that we're doing it this year, as far as kind of bringing the models in-house and searching the local communities, because I think you find that they really have a passion. They're coming out. They're not just doing it to be a model, you know, just to walk down the runway. They're out here because they feel what we're doing, and it's touched them in some way. So I'm really excited about the entire fashion element of this. I think it's this event is actually, you know, taking our modeling part to like the next level. And yeah, they're beautiful people that have come out. We're really excited.
And we've got No Fear and Brit Boy bikinis, and we also included the local community in that aspect too. We invited some local designers out, so we've got Fresh Peaches, we've got makeshift clothing that's going to be coming out there, Empowered Clothing Company. So we've got the fashion show is just going to be
amazing. Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, you're going to be there.
It's very high impact. It's not your typical what you would think of a fashion show. You know, it's very unique to Rock to Stop, which we're really proud of. So I think it's gonna be great.
So I got to hear about these merchandise. You told me a lot about it. You keep talking about it. I'm excited. I want to know more. Like, what do you guys have going on with the merchandise?
Well, the merchandise, like Michele was just saying, we definitely want to be local with that. Like with each city that we go to, what I'm doing is contacting screen printers, merchandising companies, you know, asking them if they can donate, you know, like 50 shirts, 50 boy shirts, 50 girl shirts, black, white, with the logo. And of course, they put their logo and on the shirts, and of course the hats. We love the caps, baseball caps. And again, the company would have their logo on there as well, so it's also showing their support, you know, for this whole organization,
giving them
charity.
exposure, and they'll be able to have a VIP table there and have signage at the event itself. So we understand the bottom line for them is exposure.
Yes, it's all. It has to be that, like you were even saying earlier. You know, they want something out of this as well, but they're also showing that their support for a great cause. You know. But they will absolutely get, like you said, they'll get the signage, they will get their logo on the merchandise itself, you know, but shirts and caps, definitely. And so, in touch with people from San Diego, Nashville, you know, Las Vegas would be great. I know it's very soon, though. You know, I know it's kind of, the show is very soon, so I know it's probably a lot to ask for, but trying.
Well, you never know, because the key thing is someone being passionate about what it is you're, you know, doing. And just with anything, you know, like if you've ever taken a sales class or anything, it's all about people liking you. So if they like you and they like what you're doing, then, you know, the dates and the typical 90 days that it normally takes doesn't always apply. It doesn't apply. So
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
We've
sure
had people turn around some shirts and stuff for us within like 3-4 days.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? That are just like, oh, you know, we got you covered. We got your back. So, you know, we've had some people show up, and we're really hoping for that with the Las Vegas community, where, you know, a screen printer, somebody will just be like, you know what, we've got 100 shirts for you.
Right.
You know, send us your logo. Here you go. And, you know, just have us covered. That would be sweet.
That would be super if they could.
Super
step
cool.
up for that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that it's going to happen because you guys are doing something really cool. And, I mean, just everything that's involved, I mean, the different aspects of, I looked at, you've got the human trafficking, you've got the, different types of abuse. There's somebody out there that's either known somebody or has experienced it or something. And it's all about, I don't know, the human interest. If you can feel something, then there's people out there. Someone's going to be out there that's going to do it. I just know it. I just feel it. I know it.
There are certain areas where, we're still trying to get to where we want to go. But we have been so blessed by, we were just having this conversation about how there are certain areas with the music and venues. And this year alone where we used to say, we can take everybody, we can do everything. And now we're kind of sitting back going, wait a second. We have so many people that have been so kind and so generous to us. And we're kind of having to space things out and go into, push things into next year just because of the generosity. And that's all come through networking, all come through people like you who have just come across us. And we have a very, very good online and social networking and media, base where we're able to get out there, Michele herself. So we even with our sponsors, we offer a lot in return that I think just in like maybe some of the other organizations wouldn't be able to offer. And I think that comes from, the background of our company. But it is all the people that have all helped us, that have stepped up and been a part of it, is all because of their heart and, being in love with the organization as much as we are. I mean, I myself am a part of the organization for that reason.
Yeah, and I think you're right. The fact that we violent, we don't, we want to tell people walk away from any kind of violence, bullying and child abuse and human trafficking and domestic violence. And there's so much happening out there, and people aren't aware that people are suffering in silence with post-traumatic stress disorder and trauma-related issues. And, they need to understand that there really is help, and there's hope, and there's healing. And you can heal through music and surrounding yourself by people that have been through it and have been successful in their recovery path without, necessarily, maybe knowing themselves. And, there's a lot of other things out there that people want you to take to sort of help you not think about the trauma and taking prescription medications, things like that. And that's okay for a temporary situation, but our message is heal long-term, heal through, music and recovering in the most healthy possible, most positive way you can. And so that's really our message. And a lot of our events are all ages. This one is not, however, for this particular venue, but some of our events are all ages. And this isn't, we reach out to all different ages and we're excited.
Demographics as
well.
The
demographics
we definitely don't try to.
We don't put it in a box or we don't put it in a box. The demographics, violence and abuse is something that so many people suffer through, whether you're young, old, it doesn't matter what color skin you are, it doesn't matter, size, weight, age, it doesn't matter. It affects so many people's lives.
And people sit in silence, and it affects them, then it affects their kids, and then it affects, it just affects everybody around you when you can't break through that and get to the next level. And music is one of the universal things that helps people. And, that's I think
it's been my therapist for how long?
Exactly.
Music's been my therapist for a long time.
You know what I mean? Music is healing and the story. I think
totally.
It's always been, and historically you see it, it brings people together and makes people happy and, brings about positive energy.
Yep.
So, it's all good things. It's a great healer, in my humble opinion.
And it is
It's totally a great
instead
healer.
of being silent.
It's
rock and roll loud.
Exactly.
It's the exact opposite of being silent. Breaking the silence about violence and abuse, definitely. And helping us do that, helping us break the silence, is this great band called DeVere. We got to give a shout out to DeVere here in Las Vegas. Thank you guys, and Jay.
So many great things that we've heard about them just in the last couple of days.
Special appearance by Otherwise, and then we've got our San Diego crew coming out to help us. We've We've got Fall Into Morning. We're going to be premiering an anti-violence video. That's going to be fantastic, Fall Into Morning. We've got Hammers and Hearts and Speed One Soul Malady and Osceola Dubois and DJ Noel. So we've just got such a great lineup. We hope a lot of people from the community come out, show up and support what we're doing. We'd love to see lots of faces out there.
Yeah.
Now, I have a question for you. You guys have your message. So tell me a little bit about some of the, does your organization offer any services to people? Do you guys offer any counseling or counseling grants, or what is, tell me and everybody out there listening a little bit more.
Sure.
What is the money, if people donate, what is this money going towards?
A lot of it, again, is operating expenses in terms of putting on the production costs to put on events like this is a lot. We don't take salaries. Right now, we haven't, all of the funds that we bring in up to this point for the last almost 3 years now have gone strictly to put on these events. And also, since we are not a direct service organization, that's a completely different organization, but we do want to help people out there that have survived violence and abuse, especially because we're advocates of educating people on post-traumatic stress disorder and getting the right kind of help that they need. We support children and family organizations, centers that are counseling centers, trauma therapy centers that help children and families who have survived violence and abuse. So we partner up with them a lot, and we do events where it's a benefit event where we're partnering up with an organization that does provide that for the community, for children and families. And that way, when we do get phone calls and people emailing us saying, where do I go for help, we refer them out. We build relationships with children and family organizations that do trauma therapy so that we're able to refer them to someplace, but we're not a direct service organization. We're an awareness and education organization. So through our events, we're educating people and making people aware, and that is primarily the type of organization that we are. But because we do want people to get the right kind of help, we love partnering with children and family organizations that are providing those services and celebrating the people in that industry, the therapists and the people that are really saving lives out there and helping people heal. We like to celebrate them as well and just let them know how much, it means to so many people what they do. They don't get enough recognition for sure.
That's true.
Yeah, they don't. It's a hard job, they don't get enough recognition at all.
No. We want to inspire people to take that first step. And the people that, maybe are sitting in silence and hurting and in pain, who don't have the courage, we hope that through our events, through, radio shows like this, just all the different types of outlets that we have, we can encourage them just to take that first step. And if we've done that, that is a success in our eyes. That's the service we feel that, that's what we want to do. We want people to know that there is help out there and that they can be strong enough to move forward. So just getting them out there and saying, give us a call, email us. We have an amazing campaign right now going on Facebook called Breaking the Silence about violence and abuse. And it's a simple campaign, but so impactful.
Yeah.
So powerful. You can find it on our Facebook Rock to Stop. And, it's just about people who giving them the opportunity to take that first step where maybe they don't have to open their mouth, but they can, post a nice little sign that says, this is what I've survived.
That's the question we pose to people. What have you survived? And making them feel safe to be able to say, here's what I survived. I am a survivor, and I'm not going to feel shame about it anymore, and I'm not going to hide anymore. And knowing that they're sharing that with an organization that is primarily made up of survivors. Our organization is primarily made up of, survivors that have been there. And I had this one lady send me an email. I literally read it, and I sat there and I cried the other day when she sent me this message saying how much we've helped her, take that first step forward, and how so many times she went to, professionals to try to help her through her pain, and how they weren't able to, but we were, because it was so empowering to her to be surrounded surrounded by other survivors that she could actually relate to and who could really get it and understand, and thanking us for helping her take that first step to break the silence and come out of hiding and say no to shame and pain. And so that's what we do. I mean, that's our mission. That's what we want to do.
And it happens. It's surprising because it happens on a weekly basis. Michele will call me and say, "Oh, listen to this email. Listen to this message I got on Facebook or on Twitter. Phone call I got." It's amazing to me, and every single time we get goosebumps, and it really does move us. It is why
we're rock and roll, but we get a little
sappy.
That too, and also for me, one of the most moving things that I was involved with Rock to Stop.
Scoot over this way, so I want to see you on the screen.
What I was involved with Rock to Stop was the last event that when we, partnered up with Team Amber. We all know about the Amber Dubois, what happened there, and that was just horrific. And just to meet, the people that even there that are volunteering their services. I mean, and then just kind of exchanging, what we do, what they do. I mean, that's just amazing to me. That what people are, getting together once again to help survivors, to help find people, even like this organization, which to me was just because it's so close to home. You know what happened. So I mean, I love that. That moves me. I mean, I know you guys read those things and hear those messages,
amazing.
but. Yeah, that day for me was a culmination of a lot, because I am not a survivor of violence. Thank goodness. I thank the gods and goddesses. But I do, I know a lot of, like you were saying, V, you know somebody.
Yeah,
a lot of people.
somebody.
And so to be involved, music is my number one love and passion. To be involved with an organization that helps, get people through some traumatic situation, to me is fantastic.
Yeah,
it's
fantastic.
Unbelievable. So, yeah.
Yeah, and that brought up a good point, too. The other thing, the community, that would be really great is if we had a few volunteers out there, to help us with the tickets at the front door, and just, they'll be able to be a part of the event, obviously, for free if they're going to volunteer and be out there and helping out in whatever way they can. A handful of volunteers would be fantastic, especially local people here would be really great. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, and the other thing that kind of as a segue is that, and part of what building relationships in this community is doing, is we're coming back next year, and we're going to come back even bigger than this year, and we, that relationship, the relationships that we're building, we want to bring into next year. We don't want to make these relationships and then walk away and just leave them stagnant. We want to turn every community into a relationship that lasts a really long time.
Yeah.
So, and that's why, we ask for the people that want to be involved to really genuinely love the reason and the message. But yeah, the volunteers, and we have amazing, our last event that we did, I tell you, we walked away from it just going, wow. The volunteers were phenomenal.
They rocked it. They were so amazing. We love our volunteers. Yeah. And you're going to be out there covering this. I have a feeling, right, Dee?
Yeah, but I just got to make sure I can get off work, and I don't see that should be a problem, though. What time is your show going to be?
From 8 to 9 is the VIP black card.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's easy then.
Oh, but I definitely. Yes, it's at night. Ooh, a concert? Yeah, it's a rock and roll concert. So we're going to have from 8 to 9. From 8 to 9, it's the VIP black carpet arrival. So we'll be out there with some, we're working, Jessica over at the Black Door. Fantastic. She's so great. We met her last night. She's actually going to whip us up some rock and roll cocktails for the VIP meet and greet. That's from 8 to 9. She's fantastic. Everybody at Black Door has been amazing. Lanita, everybody over there. And then the show starts at 9, and we're going to end at right around 2, and then we go for our VIP invite-only after party over at Rumor. So,
there's so after 2 o'clock, there's going to be an after party.
Oh yeah!
Wow.
We're in Vegas.
Really going to rock it out.
Rumor as well. Rumor Boutique Hotel and the staff over there.
Rumor's been amazing. Rumor Boutique Hotel has been fantastic over there. Alan and Susan and everybody. Just everybody. I mean, we're getting a ton of support from the Las Vegas community. We're getting lots of love.
Sounds like so much fun.
It will be. You're gonna.
Yeah, it's at night, so
it's
that's
at night.
not going to be.
You're gonna be hanging out with us.
Yeah.
That's it. I'll be dragging. Get in here, girl.
Like, yay! I get to go out and have some fun.
Yes. course.
And for a good cause, too. So that's going to be the coolest part about it. You know?
That is, and I think people will be surprised when they see the show, the fashion show. The music is going to be mind-blowing, obviously, but the art that we have out there and the fashion show is very, very focused on our mission and our brand and anti-violence. So I think people are going to be really in for a high-impact visual treat when it comes to the fashion show. So definitely come out and check it out.
Very, very cool. I'm excited. So let's let all the listeners know where they can listen. I mean, where they can actually, well, we know where they can listen. All Talk Radio.
Right here, All Talk Radio.
But, but how can they find you online? What's your website? What numbers can they call if they want to get a hold of you? If they want to volunteer, or they want to sponsor, how do they reach you?
Best possible way to reach us is you can go to our website. It's rocktostop.org. You can look us up on Facebook, which is another great way. Just send us a message on Facebook. It's Facebook.com/rocktostop. And if anybody wants to send an email over, no matter what it is, whether it's, sponsorship or models or communities or anybody wanting merchandise, they can send it to inquiries@rocktostop.org, and that will be forwarded to the correct department for sure.
Awesome. Very awesome.
And if they want to call, they can give us a call, 760-579-1032. And we'd love to hear from the community here in Vegas and get everybody as involved as possible. So,
Definitely.
yeah.
For sure.
We are very excited.
I can see why. Because it's just fun. It's different. It's good. Like you said, everybody has their own personality, and so not everybody's into the the galas or the golf tournaments, and although like you said those are great ways to do fundraising, but the thing is it's just kind of like with a job, or if you're selling something. If you hate paper clips, you can't sell paper clips.
Yeah, right.
So if you do something you don't feel good about, everybody can tell, they're like, okay, they totally hate this and this isn't working.
No.
But if you are having fun and everybody on your team is having fun, then of course what's going to happen? Everybody there is going to have fun. So, doing...
If I had a choice between, a gala gown and some jeans and leather and rocking boots, I'm picking the jeans and the leather jacket and rocking boots, okay?
Yeah,
so
sounds good.
That was my outfit last night.
Oh, yeah, that was kind of her outfit last night. So, that's it, and that's great advice for anybody that's even wanting to start, whether it's their own business or nonprofit or whatever they're kind of trying to figure out what to do. Figure out what you love. That's going to be the answer to what you need to do, because you're going to do it with so much passion, like what we do. We all love music and we all love rock and roll. And even though it's rock and roll, we infuse other types of music because we love all genres of music.
Right.
We've got a little hip hop coming into the scene in Vegas. Not a lot, but we like to infuse a little bit of music. So we've got a little bit of urban fusion happening with the rock bands, supporting them. So it's going to be very, very cool. But I think that's a great piece of advice that I got from somebody a long time ago, and that is, if you want to figure out what to do, figure out what you love, and that's going to be your answer.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. There you have it. So all you out there listening and you're thinking, oh, I want to do something. Well, she just said it how it needs to be said. That's perfect. Yeah. Well, great. We want to give your website out one more time. What is your website again? It's
www.rocktostop.org.
Okay.
And Facebook.com/rocktostop.
And we're on Twitter and
Twitter
YouTube.
too.
Yeah, we're on
Twitter,
Twitter.
Rock to Stop.
Rock to Stop. YouTube, Rock to Stop Violence. So we're all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everybody out there who wants to come out to the event, you can go ahead and get more information by going to their website. And you can also email them, and you can also sign up to be a volunteer. And do you offhand know what kind of things you need help with, aside from, doing the tickets? And is there anything else that, you really, really need help with, right now?
Well, in terms of the event here in Vegas specifically, we're somebody to be at the after party while the concert's going on. I know that a lot of people want to be at the show, but we will probably need somebody to be leaving the show early to make sure that everything is set up and ready to go at the after party location, so making sure that's done. The ticket sales out front is going to be a big deal. Doing that I know Trixie's going to need help with merchandising, so we'll need somebody there in the merch booth for her to be handling that whole part of it. The models always need help. We always need a little help back there, helping them to make sure things are right.
Makeup, hair.
Hair and makeup. We hopefully are going to have some local hair and makeup people coming out to do the show. Again, we're pulling in the community there as well.
Yeah.
So just really being there to kind of, make sure everything is running okay, and being Chrissy and I's right-hand person. We're going to bring our volunteers, our interns out here with us, but the more hands, the better in terms of volunteer opportunities, so that we make sure things are as absolutely smooth as they can possibly be.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it sounds good to me. Well, I want to thank you all for coming on the show today. And until next time, I hope that you all will do something positive like Michele, Renee, and her whole team is doing. And go ahead and check out the event. Make sure you're there. This April 30th.
April 30th, Black Door.
Black Door.
We'll see everybody there.
All right.
Thank you
See
so
you then.
much, Bea.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bea.
You're welcome. Thank you.